be confirmed.
Thank you, Jonathan. I'm a Turkish journalist and academic, and I'm asking from the perspective of the Muslim world. And there was a video circulated on the net, and it was showing that Israeli Air Forces, at least it is the claim, that hitting one of the convoys and killing 70 people. And also Prime Minister Netanyahu shared a video that Israeli Air Forces have been targeting high-rise building. When Israeli Air Forces hitting high-rise building and shared by your Prime Minister, and when the Israelis targeting the convoys, you directed them to go south. And how would you convince the Muslim world, especially the Muslim world, to believe that Israelis are not going to target the civilians? Thank you.
Okay. Salam alaikum, Mario, and I appreciate your questions.
This is Ambrose, not Mario. Thank you.
Okay. Anyhow, salam. What I would respond is accordingly. Anything related to the Prime Minister, he is definitely capable of speaking on his own behalf, so I will leave that to him and his spokesperson. I can speak on behalf of the idea. Now, with regards to our activities, I can say categorically that we did not actively target any convoy of civilians. And I would exercise extreme caution with information coming out of the Gaza Strip. We assess the IDF. We have not yet released proof, but I assume that we will in the coming days or hours. But we assess that this attack was done by Hamas. We can say clearly we did not try to strike anybody, any civilians in that area. And when you apply logic and think who would benefit from those very horrible images of children and civilians that were evacuating south, and then they are apparently clearly dead, who stands to gain from that? Only one organization, Hamas. And we have seen already that Hamas there is no limit to its depravity and its lack of any morals. The atrocities that Hamas perpetrated against Israeli civilians on Shabbat, October 7th, shows that this is an organization of subhumans, really people that I don't think qualify as human beings in terms of their morals. The way that they massacred, mutilated, raped, burnt, and executed Israeli civilians. So I don't think that it is beneath Hamas even to kill Palestinian civilians if they think that it will help them in the international arena, or to create support, or to try to blame Israel. So my answer to you and to the Arabic world is that we are definitely not trying to kill civilians. We are at war with Hamas. Hamas are brutal, ruthless. They are using the civilians and the civilian infrastructure in Gaza. And we are trying to strike Hamas. They make it difficult because they're hiding behind civilians and in civilian buildings. But other than that, we are making significant efforts to strike only Hamas. There's somebody who's unmuted and noisy. Okay, everything good. I hope that answers. Next question,
what
about
targeting high-rise building? You did not answer that part.
Right. So high-rise buildings, I don't know if you've been in the Gaza Strip since Hamas took control. I've been in the Gaza Strip many times before Hamas took control, but if you go in there today, or if you had been during the past years of Hamas governance since they took control in 2007, I don't think that you would see a single sign in any language on front of a building saying, "Welcome to the Hamas headquarters of research and development," or "Welcome to the counterintelligence building of Hamas," or "This is the center for electronic warfare," or "This is the training zone for Nukhba special forces." They don't have signs, and they don't distinguish where they are. They use civilian buildings for everything. So what on Al Jazeera or Turkish television or any other television looks like a civilian building or a high-rise is in fact a facility used by Hamas for their military purposes. It could be that there's a high-ranking Hamas official there. It could be that many of the floors in the building are used by Hamas for military purposes, and then that qualifies as a military target. And it could be that the Hamas operatives have sensors or equipment on top of the building. It could be many things. But the bottom line is that Hamas uses that infrastructure in violation of international law, because if you are a fighter, then you're supposed to be distinguished as a fighter and distinguished from the population. You're not supposed to embed in the population. And what we are doing is striking Hamas. We are hunting their commanders. We are striking their infrastructure. And that is what we aim to continue to do. And I hope that people in the Muslim world will be able to look beyond Hamas propaganda and the lies on Al Jazeera and many other places and see the world a bit from our perspective as well. We have been attacked. Our civilians have been butchered. And we are now defending ourselves against a very evil enemy. That's